Hello everyone, welcome back to 100 Days of Coding with Derrick-Redeemer. This is day 27 of our 100 Days of Coding journey, and today our topic is HTML favorite icons or Favicons, file organization, and best practices. In our previous lesson, we learned about HTML entities and special characters. So what you can see on my screen here, that's what we did last in our previous lesson, and how they help us display reserved characters and special symbols correctly on a web page. Today we are going to learn 3 important concepts that every web developer should know before moving on to bigger projects. That's HTML favorite icons or favicons, file organization, HTML best practices. Although this topic may seem simple, they are what make professional websites neat, organized, and easy to maintain. Let's get started and look at the learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what a favicon is, add a favicon to a web page, organize project file into a folder, link files correctly using relative paths, apply HTML best practices. So at the end of this series, I will make the manual available so that you can be using that one to follow, and I will include a lot of things as well. Alright, before we start, imagine you open several websites in your web browser. Imagine you open several websites in your web browser. You notice that each browser tab has a small icon beside the website's name. So for example, let me try to open this site here. So this particular one here, this one, you can see the image there. Then this one to the image is there. Then if you scroll, this one to the image is there. This one, where my pointer is, that's what I'm talking about. So for example, YouTube has its red play button. Then Facebook has the blue F. GitHub also has the octat logo. If you open GitHub, you will see something like that. I'm trying to open the 1 million codes, but my network is a bit slow. That small image is called a fav icon. So this particular one here, it is called a fav icon or favorite icon. This one, where my pointer is, that one there. Alright. Now imagine you have 200 images, 50 videos, several CSS files, JavaScript files, and many HTML pages all saved in one folder. Finding a single file will be very difficult. That is why professional developers organize their projects properly. Now let's go to what is a fav icon. What we just did was an introduction. What I just showed you was just an introduction for you to understand the fav icon. Now, when you talk about fav icon, it's a short for favorite icon. It's a small image that represents a website. It usually appears on the browser tab. So this particular one here on the browser tab, you can see that particular one. Alright. In bookmarks, in browser history, on mobile or browser shortcuts, a fav icon helps visitors identify your website quickly. So if your website is this, the fav icon will help that visitor to identify that website quickly. Alright, how can we add fav icon? So here we'll go to our code editor. Alright, so how to add a fav icon? First, choose or create a small icon. You create a small icon. It could be your logo or anything. Yeah. The most common formats are .icon, so .png. So this one here. Alright. Place the fav icon inside your image folder. You have to place the fav icon into your image folder. Then inside the head section of your HTML document, add what? So where's the head? So let me go back to iframe. So here, inside your head, this one here, inside your head, you place the fav icon. So let's say place for head. So this place too, you place the fav icon. So head, sorry. Head. So if you open this with a live server, you should be able to find the icon. Sorry. Yeah. So let's wait for it to load. So as we wait for it to load, we are going to understand this particular code here first. So I'm going to paste it here for us to understand it. Alright. So now you can see we have rel. This one here. This one icon tells the browser this image is our website fav icon or favorite icon. So you have to include that one. Yeah. Then type is equal to image stroke what? So this one here. This one. So maybe you can do let's say type is equal to image stroke PNG. Let's say that one specifies the image format. It specifies the image format. Here. Alright. Then you also have the href, this one, href. This one, when we were inserting our image into our file, I talk about this. So that one, this particular one here, the image what tells the browser where the image is what located. So it tells the browser where what, sorry, yes. So this particular one here, so where the image is what located. We'll do it for you to get more understanding. All right. Now you can save, when you're done, you can save your HTML file and refresh your web page. If everything is correct, you will see your Fav icon will appear on the browser for tab. Now, let's look at organizing your project files. As your website grows, you have many files. Instead of putting everything into one folder, organize them like this. So we are going to organize them like this, not the one you are seeing on here. This one, because of the tutorial, that's why I'm doing it that way. So here, I'm going to create another folder. So I'll call that folder, let's say, so when you click on that, you are going to click on empty space, then new. So this one here, then folder. So let's say my website. So when you are done, then you open it. So this is what a new folder we created. A new folder that we created. So what we are going to do here is what we are going to create subfolders in this folder. So here I will need to create the HTML files first. So here index, so let's say index.html. Then the next one, let me say about.html. We use this one to create a website, just HTML website. Before we move to the CSS on tab.html, we are done. We are done with what the file. So here we are going to create what folder for the image. We are going to create a folder for the image. So image folder, let's say images. Let's name it images. So in the image, we are going to create a file. So let's say Favicon. Sorry, Favicon.png. Then we are going to create another file again for the image. That's, let's say, my logo.png. Logo.png. Then another one again, profile, let's say profile.jpg. Profile.jpg. All right. So here you're done with the image. I'm going to create another folder for CSS. So I'm going to create another folder for CSS. So let's say CSS. Then the CSS, I'm going to create a file, CSS file. All right. So CSS folder. Then I create a file for the CSS. So let's say style.css. Let's name our CSS file as style.css. Style.css. So when we are done, let's say we want to create another file for JavaScript as well. So JavaScript. So that's what JS. So JS. So in the JS, we are going to create a file. So let's say script.js. Then we are done with the JavaScript as well. Then we go to let's say we want to create audio file as well. So audio folder. So let's say audio. Then this. So this one, let's say the folder that will put the audio that will put in the folder is called anthem.mp3. Let's say that way. So you can copy and paste it there. So here, this one here, I can delete this one here and paste anything that I want to appear here. So this one, let me delete this one from here. So let's say you have a video as well. So I will need to create a video file. So videos. Here, so videos, I can put any videos there. I can put any video that I want there. Here. All right. So this folder structure keeps your project clean and makes file easier to locate. So here I'm going to paste my folder here. Oh, sorry, my files here. So what do I need? So let me go to my file explorer section. All right. So I've opened the folder I created. So this is what the audio I've not added or anything. When you open the CSS to nothing is there. Images to nothing is there as well. The videos to nothing is what there. So what I will do now is to copy my audio and paste it there. So the audio. So what is the audio? This is the audio top of the money. So this one here, I'll copy and paste. So the audio, this particular one here. All right. So that's it today. Then I also need favorite icon. Favorite icon in the images site. So the images. So let me go and copy my image. So this one here, I'll copy. When I copy, I'm going to the file that I created. So here, let me rename this one as favorite dot. So favicon. So favicon. Favicon. Let me name it that way. So favicon. Then here I'll paste it again. So let me name this one too. You can use any image that you want, but this one is just for tutorial purpose. So let's say logo. Sorry, logo. Then I paste it there again. So let's say I want to use the same thing as profile. So any image that you want to use, any image. So profile. All right. So when you open your code editor, you should be able to see what those things there. Now you can see this is the audio I pasted, and this is what when you come to the video. Sorry, the images. This is what the Favicon JPG. The reason why you are seeing JPG is because of how the file is stored. So you can see that this place is what JPG. Can you see? So now let's also include what the anthem. So the Ghana national anthem. So this copy and go back to your folder that you've created. So I'll go to what my video, then paste it there. Are you here? All right. So when you open your code editor, you should be able to see the videos as well. So this one here, can you see? All right. So this is what we'll be using. So the other one, the 100 days will be just for practicals, and this one will be for serious thing. All right. This folder structure keeps your project clean and what makes files easier to locate. So anytime you are looking for image, you come to the image folder. Anytime you are looking for song, you come to audio folder, then you look for your song. Video to the same way. Are you here? All right. So now let's understand something. When files are inside folders, you must tell HTML where to find them. So for example, let's say I want a profile. So I want a profile. So image. So the image tag, hope you remember. src is equal to what? Is equal to images. Where is the image located? This folder, that's where the image is located. Hope you understand. All right. So I'll type images, and what? Profile. So profile.jpg. So that one there. Hope you can see. All right. Then you include your alt sign. So profile picture. So let me clear this one from here. Profile picture. All right. So then you can go to what? So CSS too. CSS. Let's say we want to link the CSS. We are looking for CSS. Where is the CSS located? That's what in the CSS folder. Right here. So we are going to have something like this. Link rel is equal to CSS. So it's equal to style sheet. It's equal to style sheet. Sorry. Yeah. It's equal to what? Style sheet. Rel is equal to style sheet. Then href. Then we have what? CSS. So this particular one here is supposed to be CSS. So CSS. Then this. So we get it now. So this one is what? The folder, and this what? The file. The style.css is what? The file. Right here. This particular one here. All right. Then let's say JavaScript. Let's say you are looking for JavaScript. So that's what? JS. So script. Okay. Script. So script. So this particular one here. So this one, the JS is what? The JS is the file. Sorry, the folder. And then the script.js is what? The file. Hope you get it now. Then let's say we are looking for the audio as well. The audio. So what do you have? Audio. Then controls. I told you always be what? Including what? The controls. Are you here? So we have this one here. So this is what? How to look for what? The audio as well. This is what? The audio. This particular one is what? The folder. And this is what? So let me type here. So what is the audio name? That's top of the morning. Oh, sorry. So top of the morning. Or is that? Let me see how I save my file. Yes. Top of the morning. So I'll let me do this one as small letters. So all right. So yeah. So this one here. Are you here? All right. Then we have what the type is equal to audio / what? MPEG. That's what the audio format. Then let's say you want to include what? The video. So let me put space here so that you see it clearly. Sorry. Then you can go to what? The video as well. So video controls. So this one here. So how did I save the video? So let's go to the video back. So how did I save the video? So where is the video? The video folder. That's what Ghana National Anthem. So here, I'll play this one from here. So Ghana National Anthem. Is that how yes? So Ghana National Anthem. So here there's something here. All right. So videos here. You can see there is the file, the folder name videos, not just video. Hope you get it. All right. These are called relative paths because they tell the browser where the files are located relative to the current HTML folder. Are you here? All right. How it will appear on your webpage. Don't panic if you have something bigger than you. If you have something bigger than you, we'll make it look sexy when we start the CSS. So don't worry. All right. Now let's look at page 1.html, page 2.html. You can use this one here. About.html, contact.html, index.html, then maybe service.html, then any other thing. Here, meaningful names make projects easier to understand. Now let's look at the second one. Use lowercase file and folder names. When you can realize that I've changed this one, the case, the top of the money, the teeth lowercase. That's what the best. You use lowercase, not uppercase. Lowercase names are cleaner and help prevent errors. All right. Then three. That's what indent your code properly. That's what indent your code properly. When you look at this one, you can see that the source is not in line with what the audio, and this one too is not in line with what the audio. So I can indent it. So let's say this one. So you can see. So in the first video, I show you how you can do that. So I would like you to go back to the first video and look at that one too. All right. So this one helps neatly formatted code is easier to read and debug if you do this. Okay. Now let's look at the fourth one. Always add the alt attribute to images. The alt attribute to images. Where is it? The alt attribute. So this particular one here. This particular one here. That's what a profile picture. In case I type here G. So instead of E, I'll include what G. It will not come. Here. So this particular one here, this text will tell the browser that this was profile picture, or anyone that is reading that this was a profile picture. Here. This can also improve accessibility and provides alternative text if the image cannot be displayed. Now let's look at the fifth one. Comment your code. Comment your code. We talk about comments. Yes, we talk about comments. Use comments to explain different sections of your web page. So let me write the comment again. So let me write another comment. Maybe you might forget. So here, that's what a comment. So let's say this is what header section. So header section. Yeah, so this was a comment. Comments make your code easier to understand when you revisit it later. But sometimes you might even forget what you are doing. Yeah, you might even forget what you are doing. But if you include comments, you'll be able to know what you are doing. It also helps developers to understand your code as well. Maybe you are not there again. You are not at where you develop the website. You are not there. A developer will understand that this is what we are doing. Okay. Then 6, save your work frequently. Always save your work or your files after making changes. Shortcut is for Control+S. If you are using German keyboard, it is STRG plus what? Plus S. That's the same control. Yeah. All right. So if you are done with that after delay 1 milliseconds, you don't need to save it. That's the first video. 7, test your website regularly. Refresh your browser after every major change. Don't wait until you have written hundreds of lines of code before testing. You will find it difficult. So everything that you make sure you test it. Everything you make sure you test it. So for example, this particular one, I can test it here. So let me refresh my web browser. Then now you can see this this one. What I just included, the header. This one, what I just included is what is here. So what is this particular one here? This one. Then about, and then what? Contact. Hope you can see. All right. Now let's look at some real life example. Imagine a school library. Books are arranged into different sections such as mathematics, English, science, ICT, or computing. If all the books were piled together in one place, finding a particular book would be difficult. Website files should also be organized into folders so they are easy to find. Okay, so we'll just take this real life example and compare it to what we are doing here. Let's look at some common mistakes we make. Mistake 1, saving every file in one folder. It is bad. Saving every file in one folder. If I open this, so this file here, this folder contains some files. That's audio files. Then this one contains CSS file. This one also contains images file. This one also contains JavaScript files, videos files, and so on. All right. Mistake 2, using the wrong file path. We sometimes use the wrong file path. So this particular one, we sometimes forget. So instead of videos, I'll go and choose audio, which is wrong. Misspelling file or folder names. We sometimes forget we sometimes misspell the file or the folder names when we are writing the code. Always make sure you're familiar with the names you saved here, the names that you've saved here. All right. Mistake 4, forgetting to refresh the browser after making changes. Sometimes even when you are done with the after delay, so you are done. Yes, you set the after delay to 1 millisecond. You've made changes, but you've not refreshed your browser, so nothing will appear here. Nothing will appear here. because you have not refreshed. So you refresh your browser to see the change. All right. Mistake 5. Placing the fave icon code outside the head section. Outside what? The head section. So the fave icon. So let me go back to where is it? My next episode waiting on load. Let's wait for it to load first. Let me include the fave icon. So head. So what is the fave icon? To link. Link then real. Real is equal to what icon. So icon, then let's say type, so type, sorry, is equal to images. So images, so for PNG, so PNG, then where did I save my file? So this particular one here. Here, so let me come back here. So now you see. So I'm going to open my file again. Sorry. It's JPG. Yes. So you see what I'm saying? You see what I was saying? That if you don't write your file name, if you don't type the file name correctly, you will not see it. So here, you can see that's what the favorite icon is, this particular one here. Can you see? All right. So you have mistake 5. So mistake 5, placing the favorite icon code outside the head or section. You don't need to place it outside the head section. So you place it inside the head, inside this. You place it inside this one. All right. So here I'm going to give you a mini project. So you create a project with this structure: index.html, images folder, CSS folder, JS folder, audio folder, videos folder. Then add a favorite icon, add one image, add one audio file, add one video. Ensure all files load correctly using relative files. So using this one here, these ones. All right. So it depends on how you save your file. All right. Today we learn what a fav icon is, how to add a fav icon, project file organization, that's project file organization, related paths, HTML best work practices. Excellent work. Today you have learned how to make your HTML project look more professional by adding a fav icon, organizing your project files, using related paths correctly, and following HTML best work practices. These habits will help you write cleaner code and make your project easier to manage as they grow. In the 28th, we will begin building a complete multi-page HTML website where we will apply everything we have learned throughout the HTML section of this series. Thank you for joining the 27 of 100 Days of Coding with Derrick-Redeemer. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep coding. I will see you in the 28th. Happy coding.